you to be in change. We have a tagline, and our tagline is, discover the life your soul is seeking. And we said if you change your thinking, you can change your life. But in those moments, you can't even imagine how anything could change. When you're so far off, when you're so separate and apart from God, and the beauty in all of this is that the universe and its magnificent order and harmony, it'll give us as many chances, as many opportunities as we desire to remember this. Every time that you start to question, it's an opportunity to remember. And as many times as you need that to occur, the universe will allow it to occur. And you don't have to be spiritual for this to happen to you. This happens to everybody. Everybody questions, what is life about? Why am I even here? So don't get so caught up in that, but realize it as an opportunity to remember, to realign our perception, to begin to imagine something new, to begin in our life to clear up our misperception, to get rid of the mist. Is that what the reading said? That the mist would be cleared up. And so we all get the opportunity then to see rightly the thing that's right in front of us and within us, and acknowledge its operation through us. And so a little bit more from Florence. She says then that getting into the spiritual swing of things is no easy matter for the average person. The adverse thoughts of doubt and fear surge from subconsciousness. They are the army of the aliens, which must be put to flight. This explains why it is so often darkest before the dawn. A big demonstration is usually preceded by tormenting thoughts. And having made a statement of high spiritual truth, one challenges the old beliefs in the subconsciousness, and error is exposed to be put out. The vulnerability of it all is exposed. Your nakedness is exposed to be put out. This is a time when one must make his affirmations of truth repeatedly and rejoice and give thanks that he has already received. Before you call, I shall answer. This means that every good and perfect gift is already man's, awaiting his recognition. And man or woman can only receive what he or she sees himself or herself receiving. And so we've got to then begin to get in the spiritual swing of things. We've got to begin to let go of our limited ideas, our old ideas, that if we allow the divine power and presence to express through us, and the only way that it can express through us in its own unique way, that it's okay, that it's an invitation to everybody else to step into their goodness and to step into their greatness and to live into what's possible, to speak peace and to speak love, to invite each other to engage in life, and to remind people to not to be afraid and not to be scared, but that this great power and presence, that it's everything, that it's not against itself but for itself, and that its guidance and its direction can only be forward, in a forward direction, in a forward manner, in a manner that's only leading to good. And if you'll have the patience to stick with it, to get an idea in your mind and turn it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm one with God, I'm one with God, I'm one with God. I'm one with Spirit, I'm one with Spirit, I am one with Spirit. I am the I am, I am the I am, I am the I am. If you'll get it in your mind and you'll turn it over again and again and again, if you'll find some time to sit down with the principles, to understand the guidance, the divine guidance principle and the principle of the law of mind, something will happen and you too will find yourself saying, I'm changed. God is first in my life. Something has happened and I just don't care anymore. I don't care what I look like. If you see me, if you come into my office and I'm praising. I don't care what it may seem like. If you walk up to me and in an instant I start to affirm the all good, I don't really care. You see, I'm changed and I know it. I know it. And so, it reminds me of the old gospel song where it says, I woke up to a brand new day and I didn't have no doubts. Right? I woke up to a brand new day. I realized that this power and this presence was breathing me. And in that moment, I didn't have any doubts. I didn't have any doubts how my day was going to unfold. I didn't have any doubts whether or not the law was going to work for me. I didn't have any doubts whether or not my word was going to be made manifest. You see, you can't worry about it. And so it takes time for us sometimes to get into the spiritual things, the spiritual swing of things. And it takes time sometimes for us to stop trying to make stuff stop happening and rather than to open up life to invite life in, knowing that right where we are, we have all that we need. It takes time for that to happen sometimes. And so it's going to call on us to be disciplined and unafraid so that we can be free. And the way that we do this, it's like almost like if you are rearranging your house, rearranging your home, and you so you go through and you decide on which things are going to stay and which things are going to go, and you start to get rid of some things, and you put some stuff in the trash, and you give some things away. Well, you don't go back out to the trash and take the stuff out of the trash that you put in the trash and put it back in the house, and you don't go back and take it back, the things that you've given away. It's the same thing here. That's where we start. We get rid of, let go of the old ideas, the old ways of thinking, the old ways of being, and we don't go back and bring it back. We let it go. We release it. Let it go. Opening ourselves up to be free to something new. Divine guidance. You see, you start right where you are. You start right where you are. If you are there, if you are one of those ones who's saying, well, what is life about? What's really going on? You start right there. That's where you start. You open yourself up to a divine idea. I don't know what's going on, but something in me knows what's going on. Let me just sit right here until I get an inkling, till one of these ideas takes form in my mind where I can understand it. And then you'll have a revelation. You'll realize why you're here. The arms of God, the eyes of God. One day while I was in prayer, you see, you can't be scared. You can't be afraid to show your vulnerability. You can't be afraid. And as Lou said, as we move into prayer, then we'll breathe in, I am, and breathe out, I am. We'll breathe in, I am, and breathe out, I am. We'll breathe in, I am, and we'll breathe out, I am. Come on, practitioners. We'll breathe in, I am, and we'll breathe out, I am. We'll breathe in, I am, and we'll breathe out, and we'll get into the rhythm of being spiritual and where we'll just say, I am the I am. 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 And we'll realize and begin to recognize and see that our expanded awareness of this divine power and presence right here and right now, in its fullness and in its allness, is expressing in us, through us, and as us, all that it is as us right now. All that it is in its infinite ideas, in its intelligence and its wisdom, expressing right here and right now as the center of peace through each one of us in a unique way that brings us all together in our wholeness and our perfection and our completeness, where we stand in the truth that leads to the proof. It is that power and that presence that you and I in this moment that we unite with, where we affirm and know that we are one with it, and that it is at the center of our being, and at the center, a center that is without circumference, as Reverend Michael would say, that we are one with it wherever we are and in whatever we're doing, in every situation, in every circumstance. And so in this moment, I speak my word, knowing that each one of us, that we revel in it, that we allow the ideas of the infinite, that we allow truth ideas to resonate, to take over our being in this moment. And we affirm and know together then that we are being moved, led, directed, and guided in a divine way. We don't doubt it. We don't question it. We open up to it in this moment and allow it to move us, to change our lives, to set us on a journey of discovery, of discovering the life that our soul is seeking, of discovering the life that the divine power and presence in you is seeking to express through you. Oh, I let my words in this moment activate the law, where I know that the demonstration then is made, that it's made in ways that we can't even imagine, that it causes us to do things that we couldn't even think of would be our life, the good life, God's life. And oh, we celebrate it. We celebrate it in this moment, knowing that right here and right now that this great power in its presence, that it's a healing presence, and that all who seek to experience healing in this moment, that it's possible, that the idea of it being possible in the mind over and over and over and over and over again makes it so. And anybody in this space, in this place right here and right now, that's open to a new idea, to be moved, to have a new perception about the situations and circumstances in your life, that right here, right now, in this moment, oh, it's possible. It's possible that you can be changed into somebody new. It's possible that you too can say, I'm changed. Oh, I know it to be the truth right here and right now, and there's nothing in me that denies it. There's nothing in me that opposes it. There's nothing in me that turns away from it, but everything in me affirms it. Everything in me now in this moment is affirming this truth for me, and it's affirming the same truth for you. And so in knowing that the law is perfect, I know then that the demonstration has already been made. I know that somebody has a new perception on life, on their situation and circumstance. Oh, I know that somebody has been moved and has been made whole. I know somebody is no longer in pain. I know that somebody knows something good for the next person and is expecting it to be so. Oh, I know that this power and this presence is changing all of us now. Why? Because we have said so. And it is so. And so now as we live in the demonstration, as we know the demonstration has already been made in the mind, and so we just are here knowing that the demonstration then must also follow in the physical. And so as we live in the demonstration, each of us then are moved into an even greater expectancy of something new, of something divine, of something good, something magnificent, healing and wholeness and perfection. Each one of us, we live in this great and grand expectancy of more and more and more and more of God. And so simply, easily and effortless, then we just let these words go. We let them be. And together, you and I create peace by affirming and knowing that it's done. And so it is.